No new local transmissions of COVID-19 were announced on Thursday for the 11th day in a row. Officials say it's a sign that the virus may be dying out within the community. Meanwhile, another crewman from the Panshi naval ship has been diagnosed with the virus. He is the 29th service member to have been diagnosed in the cluster. Health Minister Chen Shih-chung says there could be asymptomatic cases in the community that are going under the radar, but he believes there cannot be very many.
The health minister confirms there are no new local transmissions. The last was 11 days ago on April 12th. Imported cases are also getting fewer and farther between. But despite these hopeful signs, doctors say Taiwan must stay vigilant.
There are still
some in the community with mild or hard to detect symptoms. The early wave of imported cases started a chain of local transmissions, and that chain of infection has never quite been stopped, or so we think. It's just that the infections are all quite mild. That's the most obvious danger at the moment. There could be a transmission of the virus in a hospital at any time.
People may be walking around with the virus but no symptoms, which could spark a cluster of infections at any time, say doctors. The virus could well be kicking around somewhere in public. That seems especially likely given the number of confirmed cases with no definitive infection source.
Of course, there may be concealed or asymptomatic cases. I am certain there are not that many, though, because they will always be accompanied by a corresponding number of more obvious symptomatic cases. And we aren't seeing those visible cases appear.
As for the outbreak of the virus on the Panshi naval supply ship, the source of the infection is still a mystery.
This is a kind of standalone case. We shouldn't jump to the conclusion that Taiwan is unsafe now. These are separate issues. After all, the naval convoy came into Taiwan from overseas. It's not like they were going round and round Sun Moon Lake and then loads of people got ill. Nonetheless, we must work out the source of the infection.
Chen attempted to reassure the public, although many will still feel concerned about the dozens of new infections linked to the Panshi cluster and keen for the shadow of the virus to lift.
All along, we've had these two lines, blue and orange. The blue line represents the people who have been released from isolation. The orange line represents the number of confirmed cases. So these two lines are slowly inching closer. I hope at some point they'll meet.
The epidemic does seem to be slowing in Taiwan, but the Central Epidemic Command Center is determined not to let down its guard too soon. Chen says the ban on entry of non-resident foreign nationals into Taiwan will be extended. The original order was put in place until the end of April, but it's too early to say when it will be safe to lift it.